All right. After a few interruptions and mess ups and everything else. Where is it? All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTubers. This is Jerry Diamond with How to Get Out of Babylon. They say don't change horses in midstream, so I'm not going to. But we have to. Can't keep riding that same horse. It's going to drown. No. I won't change horses in midstream as in changing the whatever we've been, whatever you want to call it, the habit that we've all acquired of being read to sleep and all that good stuff. So yeah, one guy said he's gonna have me read to him and his kids. Yeah, Jeremiah Shine. So pretty cool. It's kind of fun, I mean, I enjoy reading, and I've always enjoyed reading out loud. One guy complimented me, or I don't know if it was a compliment or not, but he said, Santa Claus beard and a sonorous voice. So whatever that meant to him. So this is just an update. Hi, I'm going to start reading. We interrupt this program, 253 pages, something like that. But just, add some update stuff. Yesterday we went shopping for whatever reason. I forget why. But came home with some quail, which was cool. And I think I mentioned that, but yeah, one of them died. Such is life. One of my subscribers, I think she subscribed to me, but kind of gave I'm going to think of them as directives. It's biblically in the New Testament, they would be called, I think, word of wisdom, exhortation, prophesy if you're a prophet, and exhort if you're an exhorter, if you have the gift of exhortation, exhort people. So definitely exhortations, or maybe words of wisdom, but one of them was don't do just to do. And I'm just going to speak these out to other people too, because they're just worth repeating. They're good wisdom. And I've said before, people, you wonder how, I've always wondered how Jeremiah prophesied this, and Ezekiel prophesied that, and Isaiah prophesied this. In a lot of cases, what they were doing was just speaking. Let's say it was a judgment, They're just saying, well, this is what, in their mind, this is what the Bible says. This is what Torah says. And this is the judgment for breaking Torah. Therefore, I'm just telling you what's going to happen because it says, that's what's going to happen. So, and I think in a lot of cases, that's what we can do. We can speak based on principle. That can be good or bad, Like I said, the idea of tithing land, I in my book, you can read it. I wrote into the year 2000. I reasoned if someone had 10 acres, tithe 1 acre. Someone had 200 acres, because friends of ours had 200 acres in Arkansas, and I was kind of thinking of them. If someone had 200 acres and they tithe 20, they're still got 180 acres. So, and then I went, what if a guy had 1,000 acres? Well, about 2 years after I wrote that, I met a guy, and I'd forgotten that I'd even written it. I met a guy, and he was looking for his dog that got killed or stolen or whatever, and he had 1,000 acres, and he took me out and showed me all of his holdings, drove me around. I've always envisioned a Christian community here to hold the land, and if I had him there, all I'd want would be my taxes out of that land. And then he laughed and he said, I've been paying taxes on that for 25 years. He paid like $175 an acre for it, 250 acres. He said, I wouldn't even need my taxes, So anyway, by the time I got around to, I was kind of going through some hard challenges, shall we say, with family and everything, and keeping up with things and just staying afloat, and putting up with disgruntled people and blah blah blah, blah blah blah. So I hadn't, the book was out there. I had a website up. Well, one day I went back and I was rereading it. I was just like stunned. I mean, like floored. 1,000 acres. It had happened, except that friends of ours, personal friends of ours that we had brought over to introduce to everybody we knew, were not living on 10% of his 1,000 acres. They were living on 400 of his acres. Yeah. And only one of them paying anything. And he was paying taxes for the land for 60 acres, $500 a year. Call it 600, okay? So, whatever. All right. So anyway, the skipped. All right, I had it lined up. Anyway, one of them was, don't just do to do. And in other words, just because, you did it before, or you feel like it needs to be done, it doesn't necessarily apply to everybody. I'll give you an example. My friend Bill has a saying, which is a really good one. You can't never go wrong by doing what's right. Okay, and he's applied that to a lot. If it's within your power to do something to help someone, do it. And he has done that, and people have taken advantage of him, and done some pretty stupid things, no question. So the point is that you can take something overboard. I can take things overboard. I'm trying to help people. Well, you can't help everybody. There's a limit, obviously. You can help one person at a time, and if one person that you're helping is not, being productive or whatever, then you got to consider whether you need to move on. But in Bill's case, he's helped a friend of his, and well, anyway, it's a long story, but there's a point at which you can't never go wrong. You can't never go wrong by doing what's right. But you do have to ask yourself the question: is it right to do this? Like let's say it's not right to co-sign for somebody. To be a surety for them. That's wrong biblically. So don't do that. Don't put your family at risk by allowing someone to, even though it's within your power to say, I don't know, loan him your tractor. Okay, a friend of mine loaned a guy a tractor. Came back, well, this thing don't work good, Well, the guy hadn't checked the oil, hadn't put oil or something in it. But anyway, he blew the engine on a $6,000 tractor. Now it's a $6,000 yard ornament. So it ain't going anywhere. It never will be used again. So anyway, that's just, some of the thoughts. But another one that was really interesting was change one thing, change everything. Change one thing and everything will change. So it's just odd, interesting, coincidental. Gee, what an amazing coincidence type thing. But yesterday was, we're out shopping and this and that, and did my videos and blah, 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 just one thing and another, getting the birds all set and, figuring that, buy adult birds, Amish sell them for $1 every single year. You can buy 60 of them, $20, $60, $100 if you want 100 birds, they'll give them to you, In fact, I go over there one time, this guy went over there and I said, you want more? That's all the money I got. We'll give you some, He bought like 80 birds. Like, we'll give you 20 more. Will you just take them? See ya. Bye. Thank you. But anyway, I was up late, 2 or 3 in the morning. I get laid down in the bedroom, and realize that the air mattress has sprung a leak, whether the cat chomped it or whatever, I don't know. So so I got up, got in the trailer. So anyway, just interesting point. I've, something has changed. My location has changed. So, somehow or another, I need to get some electric out there because I'm not going to be able to, well, anyway, that's changed anyway. All right, that's it. That's enough. Then it's 10 minutes. I'm not going to upload this one until I read. That way, we'll be okay there. All right. So thank you. God bless. And this is Jerry Diamond. If you're listening to this, you are the remnant.